Hello and welcome to our fourth episode of Bod Sports. Myself, Aaron Cobb.
Corey McKinney, Senior Mac.
We're gonna have another fun episode for you guys today, man. Just want to say we had a hurricane come through this past week, and we just prayers out. I got family up in North Carolina that I still haven't quite heard from, just making sure that they're okay. So just prayers out to everybody out there who's dealing with those situations right now. We're doing this to bring a little joy to whoever's got time to watch. Me and him just do this out of fun, just to have a good time, and we appreciate everybody who's been supporting us and sharing and liking and commenting, and just please continue to support us as we grow. Today on the menu we got of course same as usual, sports, a little bit of Jag talk, a little bit of college football. Stuff we love, the stuff that brings us just a little bit of joy.
It's literally, I can't hide the stuff, so yeah.
So today we're going to start off with the Jaguars, the 0-4 Jacksonville Jaguars coming into the season. I heard a lot of different things. I was told that this was the best team we've had in years, roster-wise. I was told Shad Khan said that this team really didn't have much of a choice but to go to the playoffs. And here we are looking at 0-4 in a game versus the Colts that should be a winnable game. I mean,
but it is a must-win. But must-win.
A winnable but must-win game. We just can't go to 0-5. Otherwise, the next show will be about the draft. And, I mean, it's way too early.
It'll be about Travis Hunter.
Way too early in the season to be talking about that, but that's where we are right now. It's a lot going on this weekend at the game, too. You got a home game back in Jacksonville.
The throwbacks.
The throwbacks are coming out. The Prowlers,
the Prowler throwbacks,
as they've come to name them. The Prowlers.
I call them the Fred Taylor MJDs. That's why I remember the Monday night games when they were wearing them and they was running through the Steelers. Like, that was the good memories of the Jaguars. So
you got Tom Coughlin going into the Ring of Honor.
Well deserved.
I still think they're really slow when it comes to that Ring of Honor. MJD should have been in there a couple years ago too. I don't quite understand that.
It's a lot, like you said, they are slow. Well, with Tom Coughlin, that's the slowest one, honestly, because he's the first coach, most successful coach. He's a Super Bowl winner, although he didn't do it with us. 2-time Super Bowl winner. You shouldn't take that long to honor a man, even when you brought him back to the organization. It should have been done before then. So, again, yeah, it's well overdue for Tom Coughlin. Old school coach, man. He was very about discipline. Just tough from what I hear from her, like when I was younger, than how they talked about how Tom Coughlin was 5 minutes early, is on time and all that. Just a disciplinary coach, not like today's coaches from
showing up 5 minutes early would get you a fine under Tom Coughlin.
That type of stuff. So a lot of respect for Tom Coughlin. So it's going to be good to see him going to the Ring of Honor. One of the good things that's going on with the Jags.
Why should they win this game this week, Corey?
They should. You mean on the field or why?
On the field. Why should they win this football game?
We should win the game because Trevor should be performing this game, man. There is no excuses now. You had a average game last week, close. You couldn't control the outcome, of course, but you played better. But you can be better. You got to be better. You get back Ingram this week, right?
Supposedly.
You get back Ingram this week. You found the rhythm with BTJ. The offense should be clicking now. The running game is questionable because it looks like there's a little controversy in that backfield
which was bringing me to my point. I at this point, after what I've seen so far with Trevor this year, and I like Trevor. I'm not one to knock him or blame everything on him, but
not at all.
Throwing 53% completion rating. That's going to be the last reason why you win a game, in my opinion.
That is not.
I think Tank Bigsby needs to get more carries. He's currently averaging 8 yards a carry right now.
I was big on Tank coming to the
8 yards a carry is insane. Like to me, there's a clear-cut case for Tank to be the number one back right now.
Yes, I agree.
You got ETN coming up on a contract year. I believe next year they have to pay him. And right now, with the way Tank is playing, I'd be giving this guy the totes and be looking to see what I could possibly get for Trevor down the road. I mean, Trevor is just not reliable at the moment.
He's giving you he's giving you what you would think ETN is supposed to be giving you, which is not a home run hitter because he doesn't have the speed, but he's breaking out of the backfield. He's running power through.
He's getting up the field.
He's getting up
now.
the field.
He's getting
running
up
with
the
power.
field. North and south. None of that dancing.
In between the tackles, outside the tackles, he's performing.
The fact that this man broke for 50 yards last week.
Yes,
got
absolutely.
down to the 5-yard line.
I was surprised.
And we come up with no points, Corey. We come up with no points. And I mean, I can't necessarily blame the players because, I mean, I coach Little League football. If I see my running back break for 50 yards, you know what I'm doing the next play, Corey?
Taking him out.
He's coming out.
He's taking him out because you know why he's tired.
Coming out. He's coming out of the game.
Tired.
Like, there's no question if you break a 50 piece, you're coming out. You're going to get a breather. What do the Jaguars do? Give him the ball.
In there, give
him another carry.
Try to give him the touchdown.
And I believe they gave him 2.
Yes, they did. Then they passed on 3rd down and they hit Gabe Davis in the face.
And then
Trevor goes
and then you decide to go.
Then you run him.
Then you go 4th and 4, not 4th and 2, not 4th and 1, 4th and about 4, and you say, "What's the best play we can call right now? Let's spread these dudes out and run run a quarterback draw." Just so coaching is a big part of this problem that's going on in Jackson right now. It's definitely not all the players. You got to put your players in positions to win. And running 5-yard quarterback spread draws on the goal line is not it. I would have much rather Trevor try to make a pass out of that situation, or at least give him the pass option. But a quarterback draw is just asinine.
He should have ran the ball on 3rd down when he hit Gabe Davis in the face. It was a lot. The line actually did their job, which we don't see very often. He had a lot of time. He stayed still, like he was kind of hesitant. There was a lane he could have broke. But he did find an opening to Gabe Davis. But what can you do when you hit a guy in the face mask? What can you do?
Just bad coaching. And for them to go up on that, for Doug to go up on that podium and say that he thought Press called a great game is just insane. I'm sorry. That's just insane. Just off of that series alone, it's terrible. Terrible.
That's just looking out for your boy. That's looking out for your boy.
Which I guess
is a trend with him.
Gets me into the reason why Jacksonville probably will lose this game is because they lose these types of games. Jacksonville is notorious for losing the games that they're supposed to win and winning the games they're supposed to lose. And you're going into a situation with the Colts this week with a backup quarterback, possibly. I mean, AR might play, but that might be better for Jacksonville if AR plays right now.
Because you know who that backup quarterback is? That backup quarterback is that same quarterback that you played last year against the Browns.
Who got caught up on the whim. They picked him up at a bus stop on the way to the stadium. They saw Joe Flacco sitting at the bus stop, and they said, "Hey, do you play quarterback? Come on with us." And he joined the team. I believe that was only on a couple days' notice, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. And he turned David Njoku into Tony Gonzalez.
He did. So I've got to be worried about this game.
Absolutely.
It's a game that It's a game that Jacksonville should win, and that's what scares me the most is because these are the games that they lose. You're back in front of your home crowd. We only have so many games this year. At home. We're losing 2 to go over cross seas. So I just hope they show up for these fans, man. You got like you said earlier.
Big game, man. The
Ring of Honor, the Ring of Honor,
throwback jerseys, everything is there for you.
I mean,
everything is there for you.
Only team in the league right now that doesn't have a W right now is the Jacksonville Jaguars. So with that being said, where do we go, Corey, if we win this game? What's the outlook from there?
Well, first, let's not skip over the defense who, like I said, it's the curious case of the pass rush. There's one pass rusher that you took number 1 overall. It's not living up to that.
I mean,
I like the kid, great kid, but he's not living up to that.
He's got more sacks than Josh Allen right now, or are they tied?
And then that's the guy that you paid the buku bucks to. And just not showing up. And
Josh
he's
Allen
questionable
is what, $80 million?
Concussion. Yeah, I can't remember exactly the numbers, but he's currently questionable with the concussion. So, are you going to have him?
Yeah, he's definitely. Yeah, Josh Allen has currently 1 sack right now, 1 sack on the football team. So, Trayvon Walker's got 2. You got 2 defensive tackles with 2.5.
Bright spot with the linebackers. Ventrell Miller looked very good.
Ventrell looked very good. And you know what? I must say, that doesn't really shock me. Ventrell was a beast when he was at Florida.
He played fast.
The problem with him is he's just got to stay on the field. But when Ventrell Miller is on the field, Ventrell Miller is a beast.
He played fast. He got to the point. He made contact, and he made that contact felt. Like it looked pretty good to see a linebacker.
Looked better than Devin Lloyd.
Yes, he did. It was great to see a linebacker flying around like that. So definitely wanted to shout him out. So now you got to find out how to keep him on the field, or at least give him some time on the field.
So to get back on topic, like I said, with a win this week, where do you see it going? After this, we would be playing the Chicago Bears, New England Patriots, Green Bay Packers, and then the Eagles. That would be the next 4 matchups. I feel like the Bears is a very winnable game. Patriots is a winnable game. Packers is probably a little tougher.
Those 2 games are in London, which we know, which is probably Florida. Which is Jaguars' other home field, basically. Yeah. And we have won, I believe, 4 consecutive games in London because we had 2 back-to-back. I think we won 4 consecutive. So again, if not now, win. So you win this game home with the Colts. You go to London. If you can take those 2. You're what, 3-4?
Now you're back to 3-4. Now you have a season to fight for. You have something out there, but it all starts with this week. It's a must-win situation for Jacksonville. Nobody wants to be in week 5 already discussing the draft. And to be honest with you, if that's what happens, that's where the conversation is going to go.
It's Travis Hunter time.
I mean, at that point, you're going to start hearing the stupid shit. You're going to start hearing hey, do we tank? And week 5, that is just embarrassing to even be having a sort of conversation like that. But 0-5, that's the type of conversations that you're going to hear.
Yeah, but again, we don't want to think that's what's going to happen. So let's say we do handle business with the Colts. You go across the water, across the pond. Like you said, the Bears are a winnable game. It's not like it's going to be easy. Like any game is easy in the NFL, which is that's not what it is.
But you got to win those games.
You got to win those games. And the Patriots, who also not that great of a team, you're comfortable over there. You know what comes with the travel. You know what comes with the routine over there. You got to handle business. So again, if you can go on a little streak, 3 games, 3-4, you still got what? You still have 3 division games left. You got everything in front of you.
So let me ask you this: how bad does Trevor have to look for them to take a look at Mac? I mean, because
he has to get hurt, and I don't want to knock on wood.
It's just not winning football. You're not going to win a lot of games completing 53% of your passes.
When is the last time you've seen a quarterback get paid $55 million, and just because of his performance, he gets benched during the season?
It doesn't happen often.
It's not going to happen.
But it's a situation where I would have to consider it at this point.
They're not going to do that. What's going to happen, it's not going to be him that has to worry about losing his job. They're not going to blame Trevor in this situation.
That I 100% agree with. Trevor's job security is as safe as it gets.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So I don't see him being replaced by Mac Jones, other than hopefully.
I'm not saying replace him permanently, but
I know what you're saying.
At least just to wake his ass up. I mean, you come out, you throw for another 50% of your passes. I'm gonna, with a proven backup, a Pro Bowl caliber backup. That's what Mac Jones is. He's gone to Pro Bowl. I'm gonna have to take a look. If my quarterback is continuing to complete only 50% of his passes.
You would think so, but again, we're looking at it from a fan's perspective. Again, Shaw's not going to let that happen. Doug can't afford to let that happen.
I mean, Doug's got to fight for his job, and it's like we're not talking about bringing him in for what's the backup we had last year. It's not
CJ Beathard.
Yeah, it's not. We're not talking about a CJ Beathard. We're talking about a quarterback.
And I believe they did bring Mac Jones.
We're talking about a quarterback who's won some football games.
Yeah, and they brought him in for a reason.
It didn't end very well in New England, but at a certain point in time, Mac Jones was being discussed as rookie of the year in his rookie year. So it's not like the kid is just completely.
Did he take them to the playoffs his first?
I think he did. I think he did. So it's not like this is just any old backup. This is someone who started in the NFL. And I mean, just for the point of waking up Trevor, I would absolutely consider it.
I just think with the contract being so new and the other things surrounding him, I don't think, again, even with you needing a spark, with you needing something to happen, I don't think they're going to do it. That's in my opinion. I just don't think it's going to be thing that they're going to look to.
Okay, so on the other side of that coin, they lose. Now now what's your outlook? Now where do we go on this season with the 0-5 Jaguar team? Is Doug fired?
Absolutely.
Is Press fired? You think he's fired if they lose it? So you think this game is Doug's job on the line?
Not this game. No. I'm saying for the season.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying specifically with this game, they lose 0-5. I imagine somebody's head has got to roll if they come out and go 0-5. Me personally, I think somebody gets fired.
Let's play a game. So last year you fired the DC because you said he was the problem. You hired a new DC. Defense still looks faintly the same as last year. So you're not going to fire that guy because you just hired him.
One could argue the defense looks worse.
You could. You really could.
Could argue the defense looks worse, which is crazy to me considering I thought changing to that 4-3 defense would benefit these pass rushers tremendously.
Defense,
I just knew putting hands in the dirt for Josh Hines Allen would make him go crazy.
And we did lose Savage early. We lost Tyson Campbell early. So again, there were some things that affected the defense where we thought they were going to be a man defense, going to help the pass rushers because they're going to be able to, stick in coverage. But it doesn't look anything remotely to what we thought it would be.
At all.
So, again, you just hired Nielsen, so you're not going to make that move. But we're talking about heads rolling.
Yeah, I mean, if
going to be a coordinator.
0-5, somebody's got it. I imagine if Shad was serious, if Shad has any kind of backbone, you can't come tell teams what he said and think you're just finna mosey on along at 0-5.
That's what I was going to
Worst team in football by a mile. Somebody's got to get fired. Yeah. And not that I want anybody to get fired. I'm just saying it's just the reality of the situation. Somebody's got to take the blame. Somebody's got to take the blame.
When you're on
and personally, who I think it should be at that point if they go 0-5, I would have to blame Balky. Because I feel like he's put himself in a situation where he gets a lot of slides, but that offensive line was never improved.
You didn't make any changes other than
I don't want to hear anything center. About that old ass center.
Yeah, that's not it. That's the only thing you changed.
That's not the improvement that I was talking about. Your offensive line didn't look great last year, and this year they look even worse. The tackles just look uninspired to play football. The tackles look like they don't like Trevor. The tackles play like they wish they could turn around and go hit him themselves. So I don't know if Trevor's just an asshole or they just don't like him or they've been paid already. Oh, by the way,
that's Cam.
Did you see who's rated as a top 5 tackle right now in the NFL?
Who?
Old boy that just got traded to Kansas City for a bag of chips. Yeah, top 5 rating right now.
Taylor.
Yeah, Juwan Taylor is looking great in Kansas City. Imagine that.
I mean, that could be because he has a great quarterback. There's a lot of things that goes on there, but yeah, that's not good on a resume that, saying that you know how to make trades and stuff, that you do trade a top
talent, and now your tackles look like ass.
That's not.
Now your tackles look completely like ass. The kid looks like he's gotten worse, and Robinson looks like this will be his last year in the NFL at this point.
That's the one, man. I think he's checked out again. I mean, he's playing the game.
Your guards get bullied. Brandon Sheriff, the latest addition to Jacksonville, where we just dropped this
vacation pay
crazy bag on these guards. There's no way in hell I'm dropping a bag on a guard. I can't do it. I don't understand.
Andrew Norwell, that was the first one.
I don't understand why we continue to drop these bags on these guards in free agency. It's insane to me. Draft. You can find kids. I was banging on the drum for Osiris Torrance.
Yep, I remember.
Kid looks great now. Just typical Jaguar depression.
But again,
honestly,
So if they do take an L again, somebody has to take. They got to do something. And like I said, if my money, it'll be Press. But Doug loves Press, so I don't know if it's going to happen.
It seems like Doug is tied to the hip with Press. So I don't know if Doug is going to let that happen without Doug following on the sword himself.
I can see that.
Doug doesn't look the most inspired either. So
I mean, when Shaw came out and said, "Oh, we're built to win now. We're supposed to win now," I don't. If he means that, Doug's gonna have to answer some questions, which he's already been supposedly pulled in the office after a game, and they had to talk. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff going on.
So you got the Bears, that's winnable. Patriots, Packers is tough. Eagles is tough. Vikings are probably gonna kick our ass. Lions are probably gonna kick our ass. Texans are gonna probably kick our ass. Titans is a winnable game. Jets winnable, but probably tough. Raiders, Titans again, and Colts. So the schedule isn't crazy daunting.
We already had the hard part.
It's not like it's a very daunting schedule. It's just play football, guys. Just play some football. As simple as that. So,
but again, it comes down to Trevor has to play better.
Trevor's got to play better, man.
He missed touchdowns last week.
53% is unacceptable. You're going to be hard pressed to find a starter in the NFL right now throwing under 53%.
Who's supposedly the guy? Who's the guy? So yeah, you're not going to find that. But Trevor has to play better. If Trevor plays better, I would feel better about the team. But again, we have to see it. We got to see it. We haven't seen it.
So we'll get to our pick later on in the show. But that's just the state of the Jaguars at the moment for us right now. So on to the next subject at hand, college football, which has been very exciting so far this season. As usual, a lot of surprises, a lot of things that people just didn't see quite coming. I know me for one, I thought Georgia was going to walk into Tuscaloosa pissed off last week, and Bama was ready. Bama was ready for that ass.
I was definitely on the Georgia train, but I was at a wedding. Shout out to Rick and Laser. But I was at a wedding last week, and I just happened to look down at my phone, and I was 28-0.
In the first.
Bama?
In the
no.
First.
I was like, oh no.
They came out.
That was ridiculous.
Not playing with them boys at all.
Nope.
At all.
I think, and truthfully, I think it was more of a statement about Bama, not about Georgia. I think that was just Bama's actually pretty still good with Kalen DeBoer. I didn't expect it, but they're pretty good with Kalen DeBoer.
The kid is just special. Jalen Muro, to go from almost being benched last year after losing to Texas.
No, he did get benched.
He did get benched. Go from getting benched last year after losing to Texas, struggling with South Florida, to where he's at now is just it's night and day. It's night and day, and the thing that I've noticed that's really improved with him is he's always been fast. We always knew he was fast, but he's shifty now. He's not only is he hard to tackle, but he's shifty. I mean, I watched this guy cut across the field and run sideways without losing an ounce of speed against Georgia, and it looked like a video game. Like, you're not supposed to be able to cut across the field like that, and they couldn't catch him.
And for him to be what we thought was like a question, like we didn't know exactly how good he was, for him to be performing like this in a new system with a new coach, new culture.
It's impressive, man.
Very impressive. The kid's looking good.
He's
looking good, like I said, man. He's leading that team like you would expect a Bama quarterback to lead a team.
I mean, last year, Bama tried last year. They tried to double spy him. They tried to have two players.
They talked about that. So it was so funny because I remember you saying it, and they brought it up, and I can't remember what show. They were like, hey, they had a double spy, and I was like, that was stupid.
Yeah, they had a double spy on him last year. That didn't work. This year they tried to go with one spy or a zone, and that didn't work either. It's like there's no answers for the kid right now.
He's good.
And I mean, and then you give him 17-year-old phenoms to throw to, and it's just I mean, how do you stop it? I mean, what do you do? You can't blitz him because he's gonna sit, but he's gonna make the throw. Or if you miss the tackle, you're fucked. So I just, to me right now, he's probably second in the Heisman race. But he's got a strong argument for first.
I'm sorry. Can we go back to the 17-year-old kid? What were you doing at 17?
Man, I can't say on air what I was doing at 17 years old.
I was playing football.
A lot of things I shouldn't have been doing.
I was playing 17 when I was playing football when I was 17 years old. But you know what I wasn't doing? The shit that he's doing. That is ridiculous. That kid is ridiculous. Kid is ridiculous, man.
He made that was a first round, or arguably a first round safety back there in deep coverage.
He made them boys,
and he made those guys hug each
terrible.
other. He made those grown ass men hug each other as he spins around them and took it to the house.
It was great. It was great. It was, man.
Georgia fought all the way back, took the lead, and gave it back in one play to this kid. It was amazing. It was amazing. I know there was a lot of emotion, and I know Tuscaloosa had a lot to do with that. Bama is no easy place to go in and win, but it might be a little bit more than that. Kalen DeBoer might really be that guy.
Yeah.
I think it's a little
kudos
early.
To him. Definitely
a little early to crown them.
It is, but for him to win a game against Georgia this early, and the mystique was that Georgia just has their number, but we thought that was just a Nick Saban thing. But for Kalen DeBoer in his first try against Georgia to look that good, although Georgia did fight back, they definitely fought back. But for them to look that good under him in his first game, that does say a lot for me. That says a lot for me.
The Mandarin kid looked rough in that game, man. He had some passes that were just inexcusable.
Carson
had a rough game.
He was off, to say the least.
He started to pick it up a little bit, but still, there were some passes that were just inexcusable. That interception across the middle, where either Bama player could have picked it off, is just I don't know what the hell he was looking at. I mean, there's nothing but crimson jerseys there, and you threw it right in between them. That was just inexcusable. Yeah, Carson's got to play better football.
And that's not the only game that he didn't play so well in. Carson does have to step it up, especially if we expect Georgia to be what Georgia is expected to be, although they haven't lost a regular season game in years until last week. But, yeah, they got to figure it out. Carson has to play better. They got to figure out, not saying that they got to figure out their identity, but he has to definitely step it up. And do they play Texas?
Not this week, but it's coming soon.
No, I'm saying, but does Georgia play Texas?
Yes, Georgia does play Texas.
Again,
I think it might be next week. I don't think it's this week. I think it might be next week. But it's coming really soon.
Georgia's schedule is hard, but we look at Georgia as Georgia, so that's just a schedule.
Right.
Georgia's schedule is hard, so they're going to have to find some things out, and Bama's looking like the top dog right now.
So let me ask you this. Who's at the top of your Heisman list right now?
It's easy to go with a quarterback, especially with Jalen Milroe just having that big game. That kid from Tennessee, I don't know if he's going to get it. He looks good, but if we're honestly talking about the best player in college football, you got to go with that kid out there in Boulder, man. Travis Hunter plays over 100 plays a game, and it's productive.
What is that kid? What do you do with that kid in the NFL, man?
We've had this conversation since we remember him as a recruit. You call him, you gave him a position. You said he's a third down. He's a third down player. For him. He's a third down player.
He would be second and third down player. Yeah. There is no second and third down. You're on the field, offensively and defensively. That's how I would use the kid. I mean, you just can't keep him off the field
because what is he really? He's.
Because you can't really say what he
really
does better.
He's a jack of all trades.
He's an amazing wide receiver, and he's an amazing corner. Did you see that cover 2 coverage the other day?
Yep.
It's textbook.
No, it was after he did the Heisman Post. That's when he did the Heisman Post.
So for all the people saying he should play strictly wide receiver in the NFL,
I believe.
I just got to completely disagree. Because, I mean, who's doing that type of shit? Who's doing that?
No one.
How do you not have that on the field?
That kid is beyond talented.
How do you not have that on the field? So you're telling me it's 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, and you're just gonna run the corners you got out there and not put that kid in the fucking game? No way in hell. No way in hell.
It's tough, especially in a nickelback situation.
I wouldn't play him as much as I wouldn't play him.
He
as
should
much,
be a nickel.
I wouldn't play him as much as Colorado plays him, but. Second and third downs, I've been saying this since before he even went to Colorado. Yeah. I would use him both ways on second and third. That's just my opinion.
He should.
I think he's too talented to take off the field, but he's still a kid and he's still a little underweight. So you can't have him out there 110 fucking snaps.
In my opinion, in the NFL, he's your starting slot receiver, and he's also your nickel/dime corner.
Yeah. And I can't disagree with that. That's how I would use him. That's how I'd use him. But me personally, I think there's a 3-way battle when it comes to that Heisman Trophy.
Hold on. So we got Travis. You put Milroe in there?
Milroe. And then I got to give some credit to this Jacksonville kid, Ashton Gentry, out there at Boise State, is just balling. He's averaging 10 yards a carry through 4 games. A first down a carry. 845 yards rushing in 4 games.
I'll say that again.
Over 200 yards rushing a game.
He is a Duval kid.
In 4 games. Not just 1 game. He's averaging 200 a game.
You want to know what his only problem is?
And 13 touchdowns.
Do you want to know what his only problem is? Plays for Boise
Plays
State.
for Boise. That's
he
all.
Plays for Boise State.
That's all you can say.
That's the only thing.
Because, I mean, those stats are incredible.
If he was on any team in the South, he would be the front runner.
Stats are incredible. The kid has got to be up there in the top 3. I mean, through 4 games, that's a season's worth of stats in 4 games. 845 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 10 carries.
Games. Do you understand? That's 4 games. So yeah, you got to include him. But again,
that's 3 touchdowns a game, people. That's 3 touchdowns a game. Boy, I don't give a goddamn who he plays for. Those numbers are incredible. At this rate, the guy's going to rush for fucking 3,000 yards. I mean, obviously he's not going to get to that. But if he continues on his pace, it's going to be incredible.
It will be. So,
Rob.
Yeah. Like that I'll agree with those 3.
So on to the. We're not biased. We're gonna spread the love out here, and we're gonna spread the love to those Florida Gators, who've also got a must-win game this weekend. And when I say must-win, I mean if this man doesn't win this game this weekend, he's probably gonna find his bags in the tunnel on the way out of Ben Hill Griffin.
And they are facing what I would say is my second favorite college team. Like I said, I have personal ties to it. UCF, and they're playing UCF in the swamp.
In the swamp. UCF is coming off of an ass whooping. Colorado just flew halfway across the country and beat the hell out of them in their home field.
BTA, belt to ass. I picked UCF because I thought the bounce house. I thought everything was good. They had Big Noon kickoff there.
We both took UCF. UCF is not a bad team.
It was a big game.
It's a pretty good team down there.
But prime time, you know what I'm saying? He came through. Like I said, Travis Hunter did the Travis Hunter. Shador played great.
I think Travis had
Shador his respect.
Travis had like 10 catches, 80 yards. Just, man, that kid is sick, man.
Yeah,
that kid is sick.
So I expected them to play better. So are they going to bounce back against a Florida team which, on offense, Florida could create some issues for you? They definitely, the quarterback play from either is pretty good. I'm not going to sit here and say Graham Mertz is a bad quarterback. He's pretty decent. Lagway kid is definitely the future.
And you can tell that.
He's definitely the future. But again,
not quite ready yet.
No, and
not quite ready yet. And it's hurting. Their best receiver is hurt right now, and Eugene Wilson.
When you said that, I didn't believe that, but
from my understanding,
that's crazy.
It might not necessarily be just an injury situation.
So what you're saying?
From what I've heard, Eugene is not the biggest fan of Mr. Napier.
So what you're saying is that the doctor said he needs a backiotomy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it might be a little bit of a case of that.
Back.
Or the Jalen Ramsey's down there going on in Gainesville. It's spinal.
So yeah, man, like that. Yeah, that hurts, man, because that kid is uber talented. I hate that he's wearing those colors down there, but that kid is definitely.
Kid can play.
He's awesome. So
the kid can play.
That hurts them.
But it's going to be a good game. It's in Ben Hill Griffin, so they got that going for them. It's a must-win game. They got that. They coming off a bye week.
Yep.
So a lot of things going in Florida's favor, but it's a game that they got to win because honestly, after this, the schedule is insane.
That schedule. So, but do you agree? To get back to some of the offensive play, do you agree with some of the Florida fans that I've been hearing that Webb should be getting more carries than Montreal Johnson? And is Billy just being Billy, just like, I brought him here, that's my guy?
I mean, Billy has been known to not necessarily play the best player.
That's why Etienne's not there.
That's exactly why Etienne is wearing a Georgia jersey right now. So that wouldn't shock me at all. I've talked to a lot of Florida fans as well that say the same thing, that Webb should be getting more carries. Montreal's a good player.
Definitely. That's why he brought him there. He definitely performed on the stage where we didn't think he would. He was good at Louisiana. His first year with Florida, he was awesome. Last year, there was somebody better than him.
Simply put.
And that was that. It was somebody better than him.
And the better man didn't get the carries.
He didn't. And then this year, you're seeing a similar thing with Webb. Webb's a good back, but he's feeding Montreal like.
I think Webb's a Duval kid too.
Yeah, he's Trinity Christian.
Yeah.
So again, it's like, are you loyal to this guy because you brought him? Like you got to make that's those kind of decisions will get you fired, and he's on that.
His job is on the line. I mean, like I said, if Billy doesn't win this game Saturday, for recruiting purposes, you might want to keep him, but I mean, for the future, you might as well go ahead and cut ties. But then again, the guy you guys want is looking at a possible playoff berth, so you won't be able to even talk to him until January.
But he just took an L, though. So.
He did to a good Kentucky team, and I see a lot of people.
Yeah, Kentucky is a good team. They always give.
I see a lot of people beating.
They gave Georgia fits.
I see a lot of people beating them up about that loss to Kentucky last week. This is the same Kentucky team that was giving Georgia problems a couple weeks ago. And Kirby tried to tell everybody. Kirby told everybody that's a really good damn defense over there in Kentucky. So I don't know what you people thought, but I mean Kentucky has a possibility to make the playoffs, and I know that might sound crazy to you guys, but it sounds crazy to me. But it's legit, man. Kentucky has a real good defense, man. They're gonna upset a lot of people this year. So that being said, I wouldn't put too much weight into that loss to Ole Miss. Thinking just because they lost to Kentucky that that Ole Miss is gonna lose to Florida. Kentucky, news to you guys, Kentucky's been beating the hell out of Florida the last 3 years. three years they beat Florida. Might be 4, but I think it's
it
3.
Might be 3. I know that running back went slap.
And before that, it was
crazy on the
almost.
last year.
I think it was like 30 years, between 27 and 30 years that Kentucky had not beaten Florida. Now it's been the last 3. They've wiped their ass. So
yeah, they got Ole Miss, they got Texas, they got LSU, they got Georgia.
UCF is currently a 1-point favorite in that game at the Swamp, so that's a little bit surprising.
Because who that quarterback is and
KJ Jefferson
what did he do last year?
Just dog walked their ass last year. So
in that same stadium, he's not worried about that.
Yeah, so I think this is the last winnable game for Florida on the schedule for a while. Not saying on the schedule, but just for a while.
I think of one more.
Yeah,
winnable.
They're definitely got a chance of beating Florida State, no question about it. I think
Absolutely.
LSU is a sleeper game that Florida could possibly win.
They can sneak up and get LSU.
I think they could possibly get that.
But
other than that, I don't think they're going to beat Tennessee. I don't think they're going to beat Georgia. I don't think they're going to beat Texas. I don't think they're going to beat Kentucky.
Can we circle back to that Tennessee game? I honestly think Tennessee is going to try to put 60 on them.
Absolutely. Not only Tennessee's going to try to put 60 on them. Georgia's going to try to put 60 on them. Ole Miss is going to try to put 60 on them. Because Lane, best believe.
Lane's going to do it.
Lane wants to prove you why he thinks he should be the man for the job.
Lane's definitely going to try to do
it. This is a must-win for Florida. Must win. Like I said, if they do lose this game, I mean, maybe if they keep it close, he might be okay. Me personally, I thought Napier had to get to 6 wins to keep his job this year. Mm-hmm. I see 2 winnable games left on the schedule, so I don't see them getting to that 6. I think they'll be lucky as hell if they get to 4 or 5.
You know what? I'm sorry, I just thought about something. I've been wrong a lot. A whole lot, and we know that.
Me too. Yeah,
I'm going to DJ you. Mm-hmm. But you did say that Florida was going to start 5-0.
I did. No, 4-0.
4-0. You didn't say 4-0.
I said 4-0. I thought Florida would start off 4-0. I did call that. And then I thought, hold on. I thought they'd start off 4-0, and then I thought they'd lose the rest of the games.
Yeah, you did say they were going. You did say they were going to go.
I think my number. I think I picked them at 5. I think I had Florida at 5. 5 and 7. Yep. I didn't think they'd get to that 6 for him to keep his job. Mm-hmm. I said if they got to 7, that Napier needed a statue built in front of Ben Hill Griffin. I don't think that statue. I don't think they have to worry about that budget.
It's not coming. Tebow, you're safe. You're not going to have.
Need to budget that. Right now, like I said, I feel like they have 2 more winnable games on their schedule this week in Florida State and possibly another one with LSU. But even then, that gets you to 5. So,
and that's not going to.
I don't think that's going to work.
Not with what's at stake. Florida is the flagship. It's the flagship program of the state. You can't continue to be the laughing stock of the state when you're supposed to be the flagship. So they're not going to stand by. They got the means to make moves that they're going to have to make. So again, I don't think there's nothing he can really do from this point because I don't think he can
upset a rival or 2. But I mean,
upsetting Georgia could probably do it. Beating us is not going to do it. But upsetting Georgia may do it.
Yeah, I mean, beating any of those rivals. If
they
could catch up Tennessee or Ole Miss,
Tennessee's been wanting to whoop them for the longest. I think Tennessee's been.
The problem with Tennessee is they always find a way to lose to Florida.
They do.
Tennessee goes out of their way to find ways to lose to Florida. So that's the only thing that concerns me.
Tyree Cleveland, that long. I remember that. I was like, y'all let him run. So yeah, you're right. Rivalries are weird. That's why I think we got a chance. That's the only reason I think we got a chance.
Speaking of rivals, that's going to bring us to the last team in Florida as far as college football to talk about. And boy, y'all boys just escaped last Friday. It was versus Miami. Versus Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech had them boys on the ropes, man.
A little bit of help.
All the way down to that Hail Mary. Very, very debatable on how you feel about that pass.
Absolutely.
It's
very
go either
debatable.
way. I mean, I never saw the ball actually hit the ground. So,
but they came out with a win. But as far as their performances throughout the year, we still haven't seen much resistance against
correct. And I think the most resistance they'll get is probably going to be against Louisville, I believe, next week. Yeah, next week.
They get Cal, though.
They get Cal, who's not a bad team.
Which is a matchup that's weird because they're going all the way out to Berkeley.
They are going all the way out there to
When
California.
is the last time that Miami has been on the West Coast?
Couldn't tell you.
I wouldn't know. I don't think they've ever been out there.
But I think that game last week showed that there are definitely chinks in that Miami armor. They are not the quote-unquote super team or the runaway ACC champion that everybody is quite putting them on to be right now.
Agreed.
I mean, Virginia Tech is not a very good football team. So for them to push them all the way to that edge
at home,
I think
Miami was at home.
I'm not saying that means anything like bad coming forward to Miami, but
because Cam Ward still looks great.
But I think that shows that they'll be tested again. They're going to 100% be tested
as
again.
cupcake as that schedule looks, they're going to be tested again. I agree.
Exactly. I think they got some tough games ahead of them, and the problem with Miami is, I mean, the last 10, 15 years, you guys have been quick to say we're back. I mean, you win one game, we're back. We're there.
What's the one thing they haven't done?
Definitely not one of the ACC
So you know who they might run into? Clemson.
Yeah.
And Clemson is sneaky good. They played that horrible half against Georgia the first week and got blown out, but since then.
It wasn't even. They had a horrible second half, but
that's why I said it was only one half.
That first half, it was a tie game.
It was tied going to
yeah,
they played one bad
team.
half. Exactly, they played one bad half of football. So Clemson looks really good, which is not good news for
the team that plays them this week. Which gets us to the final topic of tonight: these depressing ass Seminoles.
This is my sad face.
Oh, man. So, in good Florida State news, DJU's not playing this week. And I hate to say that. Because I never cheer on injury. And to be honest with you, I hate to say it, but I question how much that it's even true, to be honest with you, that he's not playing because he's got a finger hurt or something, a broken finger, whatever the case might be. Quite honestly, I think that's just Florida State trying to save a little face for the kid. And that's
just, Mike doing damage control.
But, yeah,
I believe the kid does have an injury, but that's Mike doing damage control.
Yeah, I agree, Corey. I think that's Mike doing damage control, and I think they just want to see what their other options are at quarterback right now. And because DJU, I mean, the thing about the kid, I said it the other day, watching DJU play quarterback makes me miss James Blackman.
And, the out of bounds is definitely open with DJU.
I seen somebody make a funny video the other day, and they were in practice mode on NCAA, and they said this is DJU playing quarterback, and they literally, with no defense, just was throwing every fucking pass out of bounds.
Man.
And that's what it's like watching DJU play quarterback. He just throws. Everything is a throwaway.
There's not a sideline that he fears.
Everything is a throwaway. I mean, if 50% of his passes aren't going out of bounds, come slap the shit out of me right now. Because, I mean, it looks like at least half of these passes sell out of bounds.
Anything that he's throwing beyond the hashes is going out of bounds. It's weird, man, because, again, I watched highlights of this kid. I watched this kid throughout his career. And, again, the last time before this year we seen him playing Doak Campbell Stadium, he was putting belt to ass against us. It's weird. It's like the combination when you expect that Mike Norvell, who everybody said that Jordan Travis isn't the quarterback. He's not a good quarterback. Now everybody's like, damn, is Jordan Travis really that great?
I mean, really, it's really got you.
So it's weird.
It's
weird.
really got you scratching your head like, God damn, we knew Jordan was pretty good, but damn, was he really that good? Like, come Jesus, on, bro, like.
Because this kid looks like he forgot how to throw the ball inbounds and also find open receiver. It looks bad. It's so weird because, again, I, for one, am the one that wanted this kid. I seen him at Oregon State.
And then you'll see him make a pass that just has you like, oh, my God, did you see that? Like, what a pass. What a pass.
It's like he only finds Ja'Kai Douglas. Like, it's
the
crazy.
Smallest guy on the field. He can hit perfectly, but all the 6'4" and 6'5s could be doing cartwheels and jumping jacks by themselves in the corner of the end zone, and he's gonna throw that bitch into the stands. It's we seen it live. We were there live. The corner route right into the corner. The guy could have sat down and made himself a bowl of cereal, and nobody was there. And where's the ball go? Second row. I can't explain it. I've seen some bad quarterback play at Florida State.
It was that one.
I don't know if I've ever seen quarterback play as bad as DJU, and
it's so weird. He
makes DJU look like Troy Aikman. Like
no, you mean James Blackman?
Yeah. He makes James Blackman.
This guy did not think fondly of James Blackman. Let's just say that.
Definitely did not. But I would, man, if James walked through that door right now, I'd be the happiest guy.
So that brings us to who's going to be starting this week, who the fans have been. We were in the stadium again, and what did we hear? We want Brock.
We want Brock.
How do you feel about Brock Glenn?
I think as probably the biggest Mike Norvell fan in the world, I mean, I was banging on the Mike Norvell drum before Willie Taggart. Before we hired Willie Taggart, I wanted Mike Norvell.
True.
And I think there's a reason that DJU's still been getting run out there. I really believe that. I think if you're going to
be behind the scenes,
if you're going to continue to run DJU out there, despite how bad he's been playing, that means the guys behind DJU must not be that good. I mean, that's the only reason I can understand him continuing to be run out there. I mean, we saw Brock Glenn play in the ACC championship last year. It was bad. We saw him play again, or was he hurt? No, he did. Did he play in the bowl game? Was that him in the bowl game?
Brock? Yeah, that was Brock. Because the other one got hurt. Terrible. Rodemaker got hurt.
Terrible. So, quite honestly, I can't say I have a lot of faith in Brock or I mean, Cromahog's just a true freshman. So I think there's a reason that DJU's been still going out there, and I think Florida State's biggest problem is Mike has hit on this portal for the last 2 or 3 years consistently, and this year it's bit him in the ass.
It just wasn't.
It's a miss.
It wasn't what it was.
It's a big miss. You got the running back came in, Roydell Williams. He's averaging 2.4 a carry. You tried to make him your lead back. For whatever reason, when you've had Toa Philly hold shit down for years, LT's been there for 3 years holding shit down. No complaints, coming in, doing what the best he can.
Who won the ACC championship for us?
Toa Philly. And for whatever reason, we
decided Brock to say wasn't doing anything. They put him.
We decided to say let's go Roydell, and it's been a disaster. But the reason why I don't think that Norvell is biased when it comes to this is because Cam Davis has been getting a fair share of his carries.
Yeah, he'll play his guys. So Mike will play some of his guys.
So it's a different situation from Florida where you're just playing the wrong man, which is why I believe back to that quarterback situation, Brock Glenn just probably isn't that good.
And I was looking at one of our favorite contributors to Florida State media or whatever. I was looking at Big Game James Coleman's podcast, and he quoted that or said that Luke probably is performing better than anybody in practice. But do you want to put the true freshman out there? I don't think you want to do that now, even though you really don't have.
I mean, at what point do you say the hell with it?
That's what I'm saying. You really don't have anything.
Well,
to lose.
What 1-4, right? Yeah. I mean, at what point do you say fuck it? I mean, he's got a couple games to play, and he can still keep his red shirt.
Right.
So I mean, if he's playing better, play him. Because I mean, it can't be any worse than what we're seeing right now. It can't be any worse than we're seeing right now. The run game is pitiful. Jalen Lucas, he's gotten what?
Out. No, he's out.
Oh, is that what? Oh, he's gone
for the season. Oh, you didn't see? Yeah. Mike announced that like 2 weeks ago. He's out for the season. So you got
You still got
Roydell,
Keziah.
you got LT, you got Keziah, you got Cam, you got Makai.
I'd keep running to a Philly
Singleton too.
and try to spread this ball out a little bit more. Play your young tight ends because Kyle Morlock is a disaster.
So
Kyle Morlock is a disaster.
Again, I was at the wedding last week, so I was trying to follow the game on my phone. What I seen when I seen the momentum of the game change, when we had a chance, but when I seen it went totally down,
was when the ball bounced.
Morlock got hit.
The ball hit him in the face.
Oh, in the face.
Chase. I mean, it was. I don't know. Your job is to catch the ball, and instead you just let the bitch bounce off your face.
Changed the whole game. So I seen that. I was like, yeah. You got to play Landon Thomas. You got to play Amari Williams.
Get these tight ends in there. I mean, Amari Williams was a 4-star / 5-star.
Courtney. I don't care who you get the ball to.
Converted tight end. The other kid, what's his name? Thomas. Landon Thomas.
Brian
one of the best tight ends.
One
of the best tight ends in the country coming out of high school. Bro, this Morlock shit is not working. It's not working.
There was a reason he was that shorter, obviously.
He makes you. Shout out to Ronald Good. He makes you miss Marqueston Douglas. I mean, Marqueston Douglas.
Biscuit, man.
Made plays. Biscuit made some plays, man. And we kicked Biscuit to the curb for
Morlock.
And Morlock has been a disaster. Kid looks like he should be playing basketball or something. Because football is just not it for the kid.
Not optimal for him. Not optimal.
So, on a more positive note, the D-lines played a little bit better.
They are what we would say earning their paychecks.
Somewhat.
They're playing good, man. They're stepping
better.
Up. 7 sacks.
I won't say good, but better.
7 sacks in the Cal game. I forgot how many we had in the last game, but again, Marvin Jones Jr. is coming around. Patrick Payton is coming around. Farmer and Jackson. Although Jackson's numbers aren't as great, he's starting to show some push up there in the middle. They're performing.
Farmer's been playing hell of a lot better.
Farmer is starting to play starting to look like
what we expected. Where's Darrell Jackson at? Is he?
That's what I said. He's looking better, but he's not. The stats aren't there for him. But he's playing better. But the whole defensive line as a whole, they're stepping up. They're making the defense look better.
A little bit better, yeah. We just got to get something going on the offense.
The linebacker rotation.
I would love to see a running back rush for 100 yards right now. Oh my gosh! I mean,
that would be great. So, LT would be the one to do it.
Yeah, I mean, but
I think
him
LT would be doing it.
He's not a 20 yard 20. He's not a 20 carry guy a game.
Make him.
You make him.
Get the ball out to him in pass situations like you're supposed to be doing. Make him. You got to make what he went into the Wildcat quarterback position last year. That's how we won the ACC championship game. You have to get creative with him. You got to get the ball in his hands. You have to with LT. But yeah, you jump back. You jump back to the offense. But we were talking the linebacker rotation.
The kid's playing a lot better. Nicholson's
playing better.
Since they put him in the lineup, you've seen a little bit more productivity at the linebacker crew. Cryer's played well. We just need more, man.
Cam Riley, he's playing sideline to sideline. He looks pretty good.
I like what I've seen out of him as well.
But again, so there's 3 levels of the defense, and the one that we expected to be the best level is where we're finding the most questions that we see, and that's that secondary.
So to wrap it up this week, we're gonna go over some picks.
All right.
College NFL.
Wait. Lime and Strawberry last week for the win. I won the picks slightly by 1.
Corey won the picks last week.
This is on my guy. This is on my brother. Thank you.
So drinks brought to you by Ole Mexican Restaurant.
Ole Mexican Restaurant, man.
Strongest margarita.
This is the only one I'm drinking because it's the only one I can drink. Not drinking anymore.
No question. If you want a strong drink, it's the place to be.
All right.
Without a question.
So with the picks, we're going to have a Florida feel to it. We're going to have a lot of the Florida teams involved because a lot of the games that the Florida teams are playing are interesting. So which one you want to start with?
We're going to start off with FSU versus Clemson. I'm taking Clemson until FSU gives me a reason to pick them. I gotta save my money, man. I can't be buying this motherfucker drinks every week trying to be the nice guy and pick the team I like. So I'm going for the dub.
Give me Dabo. I'm going for the dub too. We're a 14-point underdog at home. We thought this was going to be the game that we were like, oh yeah, DJ is going to get his revenge. He's not even playing because of a finger. But yeah, so I'm definitely going Clemson. I hope that I'm wrong, but again, we've been saying that. I just don't see this team playing football how you would expect the team to play football. So till then, I gotta go with the opponent, and that would be Clemson this week, who's playing great football. They only played one bad half of football. Clemson looks pretty good, so I'm going.
All right, the UCF is 1-point favorites in the swamp. Who do you got? Florida versus UCF.
Man, the Knights burned me last week, man. I thought a team coming from all the way from Colorado in Florida, I thought, man, they were going to handle some business, man. So I don't know, but this week, going with them again. You got me. So, give me the Knights, Old Town, Orlando, Disney World, Winter Park, all that. Give me the Knights, man.
This is a tough one for me. I want to give home field advantage to the Gators. It's a 1-point game. But I'm going to go UCF. I just don't believe in what Napier's got going on right now.
KJ Jefferson stepped in that stadium and beat him before. I think he's not going to be rattled.
Gus is down there at UCF, right?
Absolutely.
I got to go with the better coach. I'm going UCF.
UCF.
And then A&M versus Missouri. That's going to be a really good game. I think that might be the best game on TV this week.
Did we see who's home? Oh, yeah, let me check. Yeah, I'm right here.
I think that might be the best game on in college this week. Missouri,
it's a ranked matchup. Missouri's under the radar. I think they're overrated, but they haven't lost.
They almost lost last week.
Yeah. So, but they haven't lost, and they have been they've been consistent over the last 3 or 4 years.
Absolutely.
Drinkowitz got them kind of consistent. So
Missouri's been very
good quarterback, good offensive
very
play.
Consistent.
Good offensive play.
Where's the game at?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Hold on, my bad. But yeah, I think it's at Texas A&M. So I think they're going to be in College Station. But Texas A&M has been inconsistent. I mean, Elko is doing pretty good for his first year as their coach. They had some issues at quarterback. Is Connor Wegman back?
I'm not sure.
Because that last quarterback that they took to Florida looked pretty good.
Indeed.
It should be. I think it was go up right there. 12 again.
So Missouri at Texas A&M.
Yeah, it's at Texas A&M.
Woo, what you calling it? Who you got?
I'm going to go with Texas A&M.
And then, well, I'm just to be different. I'm gonna take Missouri. I'm gonna take Missouri just so I can try to get that win over Corey.
Vanderbilt took Missouri to 2 overtimes. Vanderbilt's not good. Texas A&M has a little talent. Like I said, I should have looked at which quarterback they're going to start first before I made that pick. But I'll stick with Texas A&M.
And lastly, Miami going all the way across the country to Cal.
We're trying to figure out the last time Miami has went out west. I can't recall.
Me neither.
So that's an element that I think is going to be kind of concerning for the Canes. But the Canes are playing good offensively. The quarterback has been out west. He played in Washington State.
He's taking Miami.
I'm taking Miami. I hate it, but I'm taking Miami.
I want to be different and take Cal, but I just think the safer pick is probably Miami.
So we only got one game that's going to decide this. This is crazy.
Yeah, Missouri over A&M.
The NFL better be interesting. But yeah,
man, I still don't know, man. I still don't know about the Cal Miami. I'm having a hard time writing down this Cal.
We beat Cal.
Enough said. I'm going
right.
So on to the NFL. We got the Colts coming here to Duval. See what the Jaguars.
Throwbacks. Prowlers.
Corey's going Jags. I take it.
Absolutely. I'm going Jags.
I'm going Jags.
Tom Coughlin Day,
it's a
man.
must win. You got to win this game. You cannot go 0-5.
Yeah, you can't
lose
in front of Tom
go 0-5. Or if me personally, if I'm 0-5 and I'm Shad Khan, I'm dropping money on people's heads, bro. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If I'm a millionaire, billionaire, and I'm 0-5,
pay out,
getting heads chopped off.
Pay out.
You gotta go. You gotta go, bro. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, I agree. You can't go on 5.
You can't go on 5.
When you stood in front of your fan base and said, "We're built to win now. We're going to win now. We're going to win now."
Dallas at Pittsburgh, one of the oldest rivalries in the NFL.
That's one of the first football games I remember ever watching when I was a kid. I used to be a Cowboy fan.
Pittsburgh is on fire right now.
Pittsburgh's playing great.
Dallas has been playing.
They just lost, but Justin Fields has been playing good.
Dallas has been playing like shit. It's at Pittsburgh.
You go first, man.
Oh, I gotta go first now. I'm going Pittsburgh. Just based off of what I've seen these last few weeks with Dallas, Dallas has been underachieving, struggling with teams they have no business to be losing to, and I think it's a bigger problem. The consistency of them playing bad is something that I got to go with Pitt. Pitt looks like the better football team right now, and they have home field advantage.
I hate this because it's going to affect my other picks, but Pittsburgh being home, I have to agree because Dallas is just too inconsistent. They're just too inconsistent, man. And Justin Fields is showing you that he's not a bust. He's not a throwaway pick. He's playing pretty good, man. And like their defense is always it's the Steelers. The running game and the defense is always going to be that, and that's what wins games, especially early in the season when you're like definitely trying to find yourself. And they basically kind of found themselves with Justin Fields. I'll go with the Steelers.
Okay. Brings us to our third NFL game, Ravens at the Bengals. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bengals. They've had a really slow start to this season, but I still think there's just a ton of talent on that team. Ravens have been pretty inconsistent. I think the Bengals put it all together this week, and I'm going to go Bengals.
And that's at Cincinnati. And I'm going to go with the Ravens because I think Lamar is getting in his groove. I think Derrick Henry just ran for close to 200 yards last week.
He got damn near 80 off of one play,
but he's Derrick Henry, and he doesn't look like he's slowing down. So give me the Ravens.
Okay, and then the last game on the docket, the Bills at the Texans.
Give me the Bills. The Texans should have lost to us. They had 106 penalties. They should have lost that game. We gave it to them. But if you're asking me, I'm going to go with Josh Allen. Josh Allen looks good. Shows that he doesn't need necessarily a number one receiver as long as he has somebody to throw the ball to. He's Josh Allen. He made some great plays last week. He's playing pretty good. I got to go with the Bills. So, yeah, give me the Bills.
And I'll also be taking the Bills. So really not a whole lot of separation this week.
Nope, so it's going to come down to a few games.
Corey's playing it tight to the vest. He didn't want to take any chances. And that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. I'll take some.
I like my free drink.
I'll take a couple chances. Chances.
This was free.
Everybody, thank you. We appreciate your participation. We appreciate everybody with the likes and the views and the shares.
The views, the love, everything. Like I said, man, we love doing
share.
this, man.
We're going to continue to expand. I'm going to try to get this on YouTube so we can really get it rolling out here. And we're actually going to be separating and doing some other different shows here coming really soon.
We don't only just watch sports.
I'm going to make it my duty to try
to Bod Podcast. We do
a
lot of dad stuff,
man. It's a lot of
stuff that comes with being a dad.
I'm going to try to get one of my other shows kicking off next week, whether that be music or politics or current events.
I can't wait. No, you need to get that politics going, man. And Juice, I'm calling you out if you're looking. Juice, I want to hear you and this guy talk about politics, man, because, again, everybody has their opinions. Everybody has their outlook, but I would love to hear you guys' outlook because
'tis the season. We're less than a month away from
election day.
We're less than a month away from election day, so we're gonna start expanding. He's calling out Juice. Justin, I'm calling you out, bro.
He's calling out.
We had a lot of conversation about this, and you had a lot of great ideas. I need to see you out here in the field, bro. Come get out here and let's get this poetry corner or the hip hop show going.
Current events, man. I would love to hear him speak on current events. He keeps up with a lot of stuff, man. As far as the rap, like everything that involves in current, like fashion, court cases, which is very prominent right now in rap, which is unfortunate, but he's very aware of all that stuff. So I'm definitely.
And if there's any other topics that you guys would love to hear, I mean, me and Corey are both married men, been married for quite some time, and
Absolutely.
I mean, any whether it be a husband's podcast or anything like that, any ideas you guys have, just put them out there and let us know what you think. We appreciate the support. We love everybody, man. Thank you very much, man. Episode 4,
Dad Bod
Podcast.
Appreciate y'all.